Born into slavery in the late 18th century, Sojourner Truth would emerge from the shackles of her birthright to become one of the most influential voices in the struggle for abolition and women's rights. Her life story is marked by resilience, courage, and an unyielding commitment to justice. The narrative of Sojourner Truth is one of transformation, a metamorphosis from a slave named Isabella Baumfree to a free woman who chose her new name to signify her mission to travel and spread the truth. Her early life was fraught with hardship. Born in Ulster County, New York, Isabella was sold multiple times before she was finally emancipated in 1827 under New York's Gradual Emancipation Act. She endured severe physical and emotional abuse at the hands of her captors, yet she emerged with an indomitable spirit that would fuel her later activism. After gaining her freedom, she moved with her youngest child, Sophia, to New York City, where she worked as a domestic servant while getting involved with various religious movements. In 1843, Isabella experienced a spiritual awakening that led her to adopt the name Sojourner Truth. Convinced she was called by God to travel and preach, she joined the burgeoning abolitionist movement, bringing her first-hand experience of slavery to the forefront of public consciousness. Her unpolished speech and tall, imposing figure captivated audiences who were moved by her raw, emotional oratory. One of the pivotal moments in her life came in 1851 when she delivered her famous speech, "Ain't I a Woman?" at the Women's Rights Convention in Akron, Ohio. The speech was a powerful indictment of the intersectional discrimination faced by Black women, challenging prevailing notions of racial and gender inferiority. Truth used her own muscular frame and experiences as a laborer to debunk the myth that women were inherently weaker and less capable than men. "Look at my arm. I have plowed and planted and gathered into barns, and no man could head me, and ain't I a woman?" she exclaimed, drawing stark contrast between her lived experiences and the societal norms of womanhood. But her activism was not confined to speeches alone. Truth was also an intrepid traveler, journeying across the country to speak out against the institutionalized evils of slavery and sexism. She never learned to read or write, yet her ability to connect with people through stories and songs made her a beloved figure within the abolitionist and women's rights movements. Her faith and belief in the righteousness of her cause were unwavering, even in the face of harassment and violence. During the Civil War, she assisted in recruiting Black troops for the Union Army and worked tirelessly to improve conditions for freed slaves. After the war, she turned her attention to the broader struggle for equality, advocating for desegregation and land grants for former slaves. Her later years were spent writing her autobiography, The Narrative of Sojourner Truth, and continuing her lecturing tour. Sojourner Truth's legacy is one of enduring relevance. Her life and work are testaments to the power of resistance and the importance of intersectionality in the fight for human rights. As both an abolitionist and a women's rights activist, she embodied the struggle for a society where freedom and equality are available to all, regardless of race or gender. Her words, especially the refrain, "Ain't I a woman?" continue to resonate as a rallying cry for those fighting against injustice and inequality. The story of Sojourner Truth is not just a chapter in American history. It is a reminder of the ongoing fight for social justice, the fight to turn the ideals of freedom and equality into a lived reality for everyone.